All right, guys, here in a new flip project that we have. It's about 3.5 hours from me, so made the drive because there were some problems that came up that I was not expecting. So usually I try not to come out to properties if I don't have to, but in this case I felt like it was necessary just to kind of get a feel for what was going on. So in this video I'm going to be sharing really everything that goes into purchasing a flip, the numbers, the real numbers behind it, what things actually cost, as well as sharing some things that might come up in your flips if you're not careful, you're not aware, right? So first things first, we got this deal. It was a seller that was in foreclosure about 4 days away from the foreclosure sale. And when they contacted us, they were still in a stage of denial, wanting to keep the property, which is pretty common. And we really just tried to talk through their options and really explain some of the consequences if they lose their house, they're not able to walk with any cash, you know, the bank kicks them out, they have a foreclosure on their record. And so we ended up agreeing to buy the house, agreeing to give them $25,000 in cash, which is pretty nice. And we got a pretty good deal. So we purchased this property for $115,000. We felt like the after repair value somewhere in the 225 to 235 range. And we estimated repairs to be somewhere around 25 to 30,000. So we felt like, hey, that's pretty good margin. We'll probably make, 40 on the deal, maybe 50. Potentially could even sell it as is and make a little bit less, because it is kind of more of a rural market. But some problems came up. Uno problema. El gato is right there. We had 34 cats originally that the seller kindly left us. Thank you, the seller. And actually it turned out to be more. It's like 44 to 45 cats total, which is a lot of cats, which also means a lot of bad smells. And ruined decks, subfloor. And so let's kind of walk through the property, and I'm going to show you some of the things that came up, also some of the things that we're planning on repairing. So we're doing some work right now. So when we had this property, at first I was like, okay, it's not gonna be that bad. But then cats started getting into the property, and all of a sudden you have 30, 40 cats inside one house. That means a lot of feces, a lot of not smelling good stuff all across the floors. So what we're having to do now is put kills on the wall, gonna have to rip up the flooring, which we were not expecting that, because this flooring, you can see, this flooring's in really good shape. So that's not something that we were budgeting for. So call it another $5 grand right there that you're not expecting. And one of the big things, I'll show you the bathroom real quick. That's starting to deteriorate. And this is like more of like a custom vanity. And so that's probably gonna have to be replaced or get some kind of custom doors. We've had a hard time finding the doors matching for that. Bathroom's in pretty good shape. This is leaking. Didn't know about that problem, so you're gonna have to fix that. Here's the tub. But the real problem came up, the biggest expense, was we could not get the smell to go away. And what we found out was the cats had gotten into the, underneath the crawl space. And then they were also crawling, somehow they were getting into the ductwork. So they got into the ductwork and into the HVAC. And so you got horrible smells just blowing through the entire house. So what did that cost us to replace? We couldn't fix it. Like, we were trying to do everything we could. So we had to replace the ductwork, HVAC, $13,000. So you got 13 plus the flooring, right? There's 18 right there that we're not even budgeting for. Here's the kitchen. Kitchen's not bad, just paint, older doors, but this area, it's gonna be fine. And we're gonna rip off this like backsplash here, because you can see, let me see if I can show you that. It's kind of starting to like peel off here. So we're just gonna take that off, paint it. I don't think this, in this area, really demands any nice backsplash. Same thing with this floor here. Some soft spots here, which we did know about that, but still gonna have to replace that. Let's see what else. Throughout this whole house, you can just smell it. And if you've bought property before that smells bad, if you've been a real estate investor long enough, you know what I'm talking about. You can probably smell it through the phone, right? So here's the other bathroom. Not bad. This is pretty clean actually. So not much to do in this one, which is great. Just reseal or recaulk some of that. Bedroom, it's in great shape. But the smell's still awful. So really, all in all, after rerunning our numbers and realizing that, you know, we had to hold the property longer, the sellers took a while to get out, we had to deal with, and we're still dealing with getting these cats out. You know, I had to pay an additional $3,500 just to get someone to come pick up all the cats, because almost half of them are very mean, very, hold up. People would not adopt them. There they are right there. There's a couple of them. They're all just running around. So, you know, I wanted to take care of the cats. I didn't want to just, you know, have them euthanized. So we paid someone $3,500 to come catch them, pick them up, and that's a process. Apparently that takes 2 to 3 weeks, because that's how long it's taken. So just wanted to kind of share this as like a realistic point of view when it comes to flipping property. It's like, hey, pick up a deal that you think you're going to make 50 on, all of a sudden, you know, you're making 25 or 30, which I'm extremely grateful for, and it's not a complaint, but it's just kind of sharing the reality of, hey, if you pick this deal up thinking you're going to make 25 or 30, now maybe you've lost money, especially if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a good crew. And so just keep that in mind when you're buying houses, especially in this market. Make sure you're buying deep. Make sure you're being conservative with your numbers, because things happen, cats happen, and that's real estate for you. So if you want to learn more about real estate, about how to buy deals creatively without using any of your own money, I have a free community that I run, Creative Finance Mastery, where we go into deals, deal structure, talking about real life examples, things that are happening in real time, and really just trying to be the support system that I wish I had when I first got started. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Hope you enjoyed the cat video, and as we go, I'll show you that video of the cat right there doing whatever he's doing. So have a great day. Be blessed.